Why didn't you wake me up?
Before you go, you went.
Cameron!
We're recording now.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice pin.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's perfect.
I found it when I was packing, and I was like, oh, I have to wear that.
Taylor's wearing the Mockingjay pin from the Hunger Games movies / book cover from the original Hunger Games. Did anyone ever notice that the pin changed across the book series covers? They change a little bit.
I read them on my Kindle.
You hipster. Oh my god.
I was on vacation. I didn't want to lug around books.
Last time on Children Kill for Fun.
Excuse you, it's Children Kill for Survival.
Stuart found himself murdering a youngling and finding his dark gray backpack, a full canteen of water, 2 snacks, and he already has 2 knives.
One of them was in my gut.
Bonnie, in your side. Bonnie is up in a tree, and she spotted flamingos. That's kind of weird. And this guy, Spade, witnessed a murder. Off in the cornucopia, your friend, what's her name? Fern got murdered.
She got murdered.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I had to. Ferndered.
Oh dear god.
We just started the recording. And you're already at the oh my god.
What would be heartbreaking is if you actually hadn't started it and we'd missed that.
Oh.
Anyway,
True.
you witnessed Fern getting murdered by a lady, girl, chick, child who had 2 axes and was cutting people up on the head. You witnessed this while you were cowering on the beach observing all of it, and that's where all of you left off.
I convinced her to go.
Would anybody like to start? Or do I roll a D3? Which doesn't
A
exist.
D3.
Which doesn't exist.
Actually, I've seen them. They're weird. Yeah,
They're
they look like
oval-shaped.
freaking Mobius strips. It's funky.
I'm gonna roll a D4.
Yeah, he's not
Dude,
kidding.
I am Googling a friggin'...
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I have internet access.
D3 is really, really goofy.
Yeah.
Taylor, you are going first. You are up in a tree with your bow and arrow and 8 arrows. You do not have any sort of rope or any way to bind yourself to the branch that you are sitting on. It is getting late into the afternoon, cresting on evening, but weirdly, your body's telling you that, not the sun, because I said before, the light does not change in this arena. Hunger is hitting your stomach. That's weird.
Yeah.
Kind of want it, though.
Just
Just because.
That's cool.
just to say that you have it. Clearly, it's time to eat your own foot.
Probably. Probably. Can I look through the leaves and see if there's anyone, like, nearish?
While you're still up in the tree, or
Yeah.
when you descend?
I want to descend.
Okay, to the
So.
ground. All the way to the ground?
Yeah. I kind of want to make sure there's no one around first.
Cunning check, please.
Oh, I shoot. Don't remember.
That's a great way. Nat 1.
4. Yeah, of 1. Yeah.
A nat 1, you have no idea, and even get snuck up upon.
Oh, nice.
They crit miss.
Christmas?
They Christmas. But they do not drop their weapon, however you hear them behind you. How do you react?
It's so bad that my first thought was just going... like just running. Zoidberg your way out.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to sprint further into the jungle
Okay.
and get away.
Do you turn around to see them, or do you just sprint?
I just go.
Okay, dex check, please.
So,
Oh, 26.
Nat 20.
You are gone so quick that you're like... You don't hear them behind you, and you're even convinced yourself. You're just like, wow, I'm really running well. Good job, Bonnie. Suddenly, you're rising ever so slightly up a bank, and you're hoping, is there water on the other side of this bank?
Means you got dummies. Oh.
There is. You found a small pond. That is surrounded by mossy rocks and very tall trees. The light in here is more muted, so it's actually more of a richer green because the harsh sun is not beating down on you directly.
Okay.
Just giving you some atmosphere.
Yeah. I'm gonna slow down as I come up on it and kind of like. Is there like?
You are roughly 20 meters or so from the tree that you were up in.
Okay.
The hell of a sprint.
Can I check again? Make sure there's no one like by the water already.
Kind of check.
13.
You are fairly certain that there is no one around you.
Okay. So I'll make my way up to the water. I don't have a canteen or anything, so I'll just put myself some water.
All right. D20 true check, please. You become immediately aware that the water tastes disgusting. Trevor, we're skipping to you.
Okay.
You are standing over the body of a child. As you put the backpack around your shoulders, you feel your defense rise by 1.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Shall we?
Backpacks give you a defense bonus of 1. So if you actually have a backpack, and I didn't tell you that before, please put that on.
I'm pretty sure you told me that about the defense bonus.
Yes, my defense is up to 9.
I don't think I have a backpack.
Well, then never mind.
He gave me a backpack in the other Hunger Games.
That's true.
That's what it was.
Stupid George.
Stupid old power George Washington.
Back porn? What the hell?
No, I'm just so old that, like, back rubs just like, the best. Anyway,
If that makes you old, I was old at 5.
yeah, that's fair.
Right.
Dude, we're old souls. This is known.
true.
This is why we're playing as children right now.
Dear God.
Things got a little warped around along the way, but what may do?
I like to fantasize about being a child.
And murdering other children. The murder part is unrelated.
I swear.
Stop psychoanalyzing me.
Please stop calling a therapist.
Or as Sean Connery would say, the rapist. So the body's going to definitely give away my hiding spot.
You are well aware that bodies get scooped away from an airship throughout the
That's
Hunger Games.
right. Thank you for reminding me of that.
But that only happens when you leave the body behind.
So I need to leave in order to do that. Okay. I was like on the verge of the forest bordering on the tundra part.
You were... That's right, yes.
Okay.
Tundra is to your right now.
I would like to sneak as best I can and slowly make my way through the forest, being as quiet as possible, heading away from the tundra.
Okay. So you're going left.
Yes, going left.
D20 Dex check.
Cool. And I got sneak, so... Ooh, das ist gut, ja. Das ist 25.
25. You actually move quite well, considering that you find a rather shadowy path that you can, like a ditch that you can stroll through.
Okay.
So you're pretty convinced that if people like jumped over the ditch, they wouldn't see you below.
Okay.
You come across an end to your path, and it rises up back onto like ground level, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And you find a tree like right in front of you, and there's a sword stuck diagonally down into the trunk.
It's obviously made of lava, and you shouldn't grab it.
Yeah. I want to stop and look around, because that smells of trap to me.
Cunning check.
Damn. 15.
15. You notice that there is definitely some movement, like the bending of the leaves in these giant... The bushes, I imagine, are made of like some pretty wide leaves, so they like...
Almost like
Are like
fern
umbrella,
leaves.
yeah, like umbrella size, like not size, but shapes, umbrella shapes, will like cascade down.
Okay.
The leaves are not bent in a natural way here, so as if like there was a scuffle around here.
Oh, but not necessarily anybody.
You can't tell.
Okay. Didn't roll high enough.
You can tell that this was likely not placed here by a game maker.
I want to find a place in this area to hide. And if I haven't already, I can't remember, did I attempt to clean my wounds at all? Because I see I got iodine.
You have not attempted to clean your wounds yet.
Okay. First off, I'm going to find a place to hide, and I'm going to use this as a trap if I can. If somebody comes up to get this, I'm going to try and snicker snack somebody again.
Okay.
So I'm going to make myself a little hidey hole within sight of this thing, or as hidden as I possibly can be to do so. I'm just going to wait it out, and once it looks like it's quiet, I'm going to try and do my wounds. My wounds!
So you look around, and you can either hide behind a tree that's relatively close to the sword.
Mm-hmm.
So it would put you in pretty immediate vicinity, but you're also not quite certain in how decent the cover is from all angles.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go back into the ditch, which for sure has good cover, but would be more of a upslope to get behind a person who's grabbing the sword, if that's your goal.
Going definitely for the defense. I'm going for the ditch.
Okay. You wait in the ditch, and while you're down there, it is very difficult to hear what is above you. Spade. You are currently watching an airship pull up 2 bodies, and a crazy bitch with a bloody face is walking away with 2 axes, and you're like, oh, I have one of those.
Oh, I actually recognized my axe is the same as hers?
Yeah, they're capital quality.
Oh, okay. I see. Cool. Good for her, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I'm gonna,
Decisions.
well, I'm on the beach. Beach isn't a very good spot for food.
I would say not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go fishing.
With what?
I don't know, man. I got 9 meters of rope. Fuck.
Just tie it to the end of the axe, and clearly you have a fishing pole.
Yeah, man. Just fucking. I'll tie on like my burn ointment on the end of it. If any fish have any like burns, they'd be tempted.
Roll me a d20.
Not doing that. Although I am actually gonna go up to nice. I'm gonna go up to where the
Wait.
to the shoreline. I'm gonna go up to the shoreline and see if there's any visible fish swimming near the shoreline.
Just gonna move on that shit right out of the water.
I think I'm gonna try.
I think so. I think it's a great idea.
There is not.
Yeah, well, like you too. I'm gonna.
Tommy's like, I don't remember that.
So the tundra area sucked, and I don't like it.
Why?
Because it dealt me cold damage.
It did. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
And the beaches
They don't know
lacking
that, though.
food. So I'm gonna go to the next zone, like.
I rolled through the desert.
So it goes like
with
tundra,
rain.
beach, and then I believe the next spot was forest. Right.
So, yes, you started in tundra,
Yeah.
went to beach,
Yeah.
desert, jungle.
Oh, it's desert next. Oh man, that sucks.
Why'd you think I
You
was
notice as you look over towards the desert going, oh, you suck. Oh, shit. Number 11, the guy that started the game next to you,
Yeah.
way back when, fast guy, is actually in a similar position as you, like, looking towards the cornucopia, watching the whole scene of the chick getting killed. He's like, oh, shit. But he doesn't see you yet.
How far away is
This
he?
is who he is, by the way.
What, a gopher?
Alright, he's Gopher Man now.
I'm not in the books, you know.
He's Gopher Man to me now.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, how far away is he?
He is a good 10 meters at least. You're very aware of him because he stands out against the blazing sun in the desert.
Well, yeah, he's out of his hole.
And also he's like within 20 meters of me, so I'm so like,
Sup? It's actually kind of astonishing that he hasn't noticed you against the blue behind you.
it's weird, man.
I'm blue.
Sorry. God, this is such an awkward situation because like
Intelligence check, please.
I don't even want to like confront this guy at all. 4 plus I believe 5, 9.
You cannot really surmise as to why he is not moving. Yeah, he's already dead. He's been posed like this.
Yeah, clearly they froze him in the tundra and then carried him back.
It's the perfect plan. It's a human trap.
They're hiding underneath him.
Hence why the airship hasn't come and got him.
How hungry am I?
Decently. You haven't eaten since the beginning, I don't believe.
Right up to you to go for.
I can get a whole gopher out of now. I'm gonna say, do I know his name?
No.
I'm gonna say, hey, 11.
You're going to call to him? D20, please.
3. Hey, 11.
He shoots up at the sound of a squeaky voice from the ocean,
Yeah.
and he stands up holding a sword. Bless you. Holding a sword with a very small crossguard, and he's just like swinging it wildly. Sees you, notices the distance between you, realizing that he's not in immediate danger, but now he's like,
My axe
what are you doing?
My axe is still like totally concealed, by the way.
Okay.
I've been concealing it.
But you're standing there relatively calmly, and he recognizes you as the person who was standing next to him in the circle,
Cool.
who was within killing distance back when you were that close to the cornucopia in the beginning.
Cool.
So he is seeing you, looking at you, wondering, WTF.
Yeah. Hey, you got any food? I'll trade you.
What?
How you doing? Do you have any wounds? Do you have any burns?
Yeah, I do. The desert fucking hurts.
So I've got some ointment.
Would you like some ointment for that burn?
Yeah, I'm gonna like hold out like a little bit of ointment and be like, I can like totally give this to you because I'm not really burned. If you have any food.
Is this your game to lure me in and then chop my hand off with your axe?
No, I'm just hungry.
Me too.
Okay, well, I mean, it's nice knowing you. Bye.
Where do you go?
Hmm?
Where do you go?
I'm going to.
Have you bammed away in the corner?
I'm going to actually decide not to go towards the desert and such. I'm going to turn around entirely and go back into the tundra.
Okay. Bonnie.
Using that little point, that little wall drop off spot that I came up the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to there basically.
Bonnie, you were at a pond. It is relatively quiet. You were spitting out water, realizing it's fucking gross.
It taint good.
Nope.
It's tainted.
Your jokes are becoming horrible.
Becoming? They're just more common now. The regularity of the terrible is just making it worse.
Okay.
You're gonna be glad when you listen back to this recording.
I am. I usually
Oh my
am.
god. That asshole lives here now. Ugh.
For how terrible the water is it? Like, is it still like?
You can tell that
Drinkable?
there's greenery growing inside of it, therefore making it impure and making it taste very earthy and slightly toxic, but you're not sure if that's just your human tongue not liking the flavor or if it's genuinely toxic.
Okay.
That's nasty.
Probably better not risk it. I guess I'll turn and go back into the jungle.
Exactly the way you came, or in a different way?
How big is the pond? Like, can I just like...
The pond
walk around
is... It's not a perfect circle, but a diameter of like...
It's a good band, though.
5 meters, maybe. It's a big bathing pool.
Yeah, okay. I want to go back into the tree line and just like kind of walk the perimeter just to the other side,
Okay.
but hidden in the trees.
Cunning check, please.
Hey, you want the...
13. Last place.
I like making joke rolls, just in case, like a joke option. You find a gopher.
The kid from District 11?
Gopher just sort of crawls up to the water's edge Looks around.
Shoot it, kill it, do it.
I want to wait for just. I drank the water already. It doesn't matter.
Want to see if it dies.
You're dead.
You're like, I will clearly wait to see if the gopher dies, and you're just like, like Vizzini in Princess Bride. I love that movie. Such a good movie.
How big is the gopher?
Inconceivably big.
You're 14, so almost as long as your arm.
You could say it's a rodent of unusual size.
Oh, the remake.
I want
Way to kill
to.
the Bruchette.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop and pull out my bow and try to like knock an arrow.
You knock an arrow quite easily because you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm try to shoot the gopher.
Shoot the gopher, please.
Go for it.
Okay.
Dear God, you.
I'm gonna stop. Oh, that 20.
Okay.
Oh my god, that gopher.
Give me a willpower check, please.
The good news is you slay the gopher. The bad news is it goes into another dimension with that shot.
17.
17.
Just
Okay.
explodes.
So as the arrow flies and punctures right through its eye, making a perfect kill, and as soon as the arrow sinks in, there's a big hiss right behind you, like vapor, something vaporous just exploded behind you. And it doesn't quite. You haven't heard this before in District 8, and so you're. The willpower check was to see if you went and gave away your position, but you didn't. You heard it. You're just like, okay.
So what, she shot so well she farted?
No, I'm gonna say with your 20, you know for sure that that's not it.
Well, that's good.
It's alright, it's trying to help, babe.
I appreciate it, babe. Can I just like slowly turn around and like, try to see what the?
You turn around and there is a mist, a light mist behind you, very white, and it's dissipating very quickly. And you can see that it is like a there's a linear path, so it jetted out from the ground. And a thought comes to mind that it's some sort of vaporous steam that came from the ground. That you, once again, have never seen this before. So you're thinking, is this a trap? What the hell is this?
Clearly it's a fire geyser and you are actually indeed in the fire swamp.
I'm gonna ignore it for now and go collect my gopher.
You collect your gopher.
Lunch.
Do you prepare it for dinner, even though it's morning? But it's actually nighttime. It's all day all the time.
Oh look, it's day night.
Oh, look, it's all time.
I can see it's the forever.
Every time it's all time. All time is forever and always.
Just we all go slowly insane.
I'm gonna go back the way I was a little bit and like I want to go back into the cover of the jungle, but away from the vapors, like back around to the pond thingy.
Okay.
And then I want to try to prepare it.
Okay. Trevor, you were in the ditch. How long would you wait there before moving yourself?
However long it takes for me to attempt to clean my wound as best I can with the iodine that I have.
Give me a D20 true check. You are not a medic.
Medic! That sucks. That's a 2.
You dip the iodine directly into the wound. It burns like hell, and you're like, did it work?
I want to clean it at least a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh. Did I use up all of the iodine?
No. It's a dripper, so you just used a few drops.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. And then...
You grow hungry while you wait.
Okay.
And thirsty.
I have both. So I have 2 things of snacks, a pouch of dried mangoes, and a tall canteen filled with water. So I'm going to camp out. I'm just going to chill here. I'm going to have... If I take some from the pouch of dried mangoes, do I have to, like, eat all of it in order to assuage my hunger?
There are 2 servings in it.
2 servings. Okay, so I'm going to have 1 serving of that.
Okay.
And I'm
So
going to
you'll heal for 4 HP with that,
So
and satisfy your hunger for now.
And then I'm going to keep resting and maybe recover some MP.
You'll recover MP marginally.
Okay.
So while you're waiting for the hour, I'm going to give you 2 MP back.
Cool. Oh, dude, that's almost enough to do 2 backstabs. So close. I need
You
to roll more
actually
MP.
hear a noise from up above,
Mhm.
but you do not see anyone.
And this is after.
It is a
like,
blatant
this
humanoid movement, too. Like,
Okay.
you hear 2 feet, like, stepping.
Does it sound like they're trying to move quietly?
Yes.
If they're focused on being quiet, they might not be too perceptive. Does it sound like it's coming towards me?
No.
Moving away.
No. It sounds as if they were shifting weight.
Oh. So from above the...
From above, if you were... Imagine the ditch opening looks out, and then if you were to put it in perspective. So immediately right of that, by not much, is the tree with the sword in it.
Mm-hmm.
The sound, if you could direct it at all, would maybe be to the left of where the entrance...
Somebody else is trying to use it as a trap. Fuck it, there can be only one. I'm going to try and take the long way around to end up behind them as sneakily as I possibly can.
Dex check.
This is stealth check, right?
Yes.
Okay. Plus 11.
You notice as you start making your way, you don't trip, you don't kick over anything, but you run into a growing pile of what looks like beetles. They're like piling on top of each other, falling from the like holes in the walls of the ditch that are like crawling all over each other just right suddenly in front of you.
Mummy.
What was behind you now in front of you.
I stepped into it.
And you failed sneak because you walked right towards it, saw it, and you're just like, whoa. And so you stood up straight.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing could see you from this height, but you failed the sneak.
Okay.
And in order to get around it, you would have to do a non-stealthy thing. The thing being movement.
Yeah.
The hammer is my penis.
Oh, no, watch Dr. Horrible.
I've been wanting to watch it for the last week.
So good. So good.
I do like how she knew the reference. Good pick.
Did we watch that together or no? No, we
I
haven't watched that
it.
yet.
We didn't watch it together,
But
but we
we both
listened
seen
to
it.
it.
Oh,
many
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this what pain feels like? Mommy!
Someone maternal!
Cameron's never seen it.
Oh, it's so
good.
funny. Bad horse, bad horse, bad horse, he's bad. Anyway,
I agree.
do it.
Do it.
Kill him, do it.
Somehow I'm alive in episode 9.
Force Ghost.
Yes.
Fuck. Let's be. Oh, no, that's dumb. It's like my entire shtick. I failed it because fucking nat ones.
No, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and flush this dude out. So I'm gonna go back to where I was.
Okay.
And I want like visibility, if I can, from the ditch towards the tree.
Okay. To the tree, not where you thought the sound was?
Yeah, because from where I thought the sound has visibility on the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna I have an empty canteen in my bag, and I'm gonna yeet that bitch right next to the tree, and I'm gonna see if the sound of it is gonna flush somebody out.
Okay. What are you throwing again? I'm sorry.
I have an empty canteen.
Okay.
Not my canteen with water, because I stole the tall canteen from the dead guy.
Dead child.
Dead child. Yes, thank you. Who was the guy? Guy child.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
A boy.
Because I stabbed him.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Right.
It's all coming together. I'm going to go ahead and take my canteen, the canteen that is empty, the empty canteen, and I'm going to throw it as far as I can right next to the tree with the sword tree.
That's really good.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to say, I'm going to throw it as far as I can, team.
Oh, that was so good! That would have been so good.
You know,
failed.
his puns are dad worthy. I'm actually gonna put it to shame right now with the quality of his puns.
Yeah. I've been practicing.
Anyway, how do you do it? Give me a dex check to see how well you through.
Spectacles, testicles, bullet, and watch.
1.
Nat 20.
Okay. You do so perfectly.
Fuck those dice. I'm using this dice.
Even
for
so
this.
well that the canteen spins and the bottle hits the blade so that it shimmies and causes a glint of light to shine off the blade into the apparently person maybe there, their eyes, so that suddenly someone leaps from the bushes. And he's like, then what was that? And he's very stunned as he's looking around, wondering what thing caused this disturbance.
Is he within knife throwing range?
Yes.
And I presume I don't have another opportunity to try and hide because I failed that sneak check. Or
No, you are.
because I don't know about time passing. It's weird.
Give me a natural luck check.
All right. Another nat 20.
Really? See, now I can actually check his rolls.
Yeah. But you know me, I will grab my computer and be like, bruh!
That is true. That is true. Okay, yeah, you are able to sneak again, and are even lucky enough that he turned his back fully to you, now looking for whatever it was in the bushes opposite you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in for that backstab again if I can get there. While
Jeff.
being
No, I'm
snuck.
kidding, go ahead.
I'm like, bitch, I'm in the tundra. Alright.
Sideways.
sideways!
Yeah.
I love the episode where they legalize weed and they're just like, how's the weather, Ollie? He's like, not too bad. So if I'm actually doing the backstab move, doesn't it just automatically hit, or do I still have to roll? I forget.
You have to
still have to
roll
roll.
about their defense.
That's right.
And
And
if
then
it
as if it
connects,
hits, then it
then
hurts.
it's-
Got it.
yeah.
Oof, that's not great. So it's Dex plus Cunning for the hit, or Cunning just adds to the damage?
Cunning is damage.
Okay,
So,
so
roll plus dex.
Oh, that's only 7.
It hits.
Oh my lord. Okay.
He is a child, after
He
all.
is a child. My defense is 9. I am a obviously superior child.
There can only be one.
What damage do you cause to this
So
child's
attack
body?
crits. So I'm sorry, Jeff. I've been doing 5e for so long. I'm going to ask for your help on this. Attack crits. So it's max
Strength, dex, cunning.
strength, dex, cunning,
Plus
and then I
the
get
stats
to
in
do
your
cunning
back.
again.
Yes.
Because of backstab.
Yes.
So
And full weapons
1d4
damage.
is so 1d4 plus I get plus 2 damage with knives because of my thing. So that's 6. Plus dex is 3, so that's 9. Plus cunning is 5, so that's 14. Plus another cunning because backstab is 19.
You do so. You actually stab him in between vertebrae and sever his spinal cord.
Jesus.
He falls to the ground, not even able to scream because he just feels like it's like a robot. Yeah, it's like a robot suddenly not being able to move and crashing to the ground. You know that he's pretty much a goner, but he's not dead yet.
Can I do a mercy kill? Sure.
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I'll just across the throat.
Okay.
Snicked. Stuart doesn't fuck about. Okay, then I'm going to loot his body. And go from there.
You find a. How do I
need to
describe this?
Get rid of the empty canteen because I threw that.
Like it's a leather webbed mesh shirt. Like it's something you can wear outside the jacket you're already wearing. I'm imagining like a net that you can wear, but it's made of leather straps.
So like a ghillie suit.
Yes.
Yep.
Like that, but it's just for chest area and goes down a little bit down the legs, but not much. It gives you 3 HP.
Like a leather tunic made of like straps.
Yeah.
Almost like a moccasin.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Kind of-
Interesting.
Excuse me, thing. So if I were to equip that right now, does that? I know that increases my max HP. Does that increase my current HP as well?
Yes.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna go ahead and put that on then. No, I'm gonna put that on once I'm in cover. Okay, so I got the ghillie suits. That's plus 3 HP. Anything
You
else?
had no other weapons. basically giving you the impression that he was planning on strangling the person, whoever took the sword.
Mm-hmm.
It was his trap.
Yep.
The sword is free for you to grab. It has no strings around it. You can tell there's no strings attached to this at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can grab the sword, and he also had no food. You recognize him as the tribute from District 2.
Oh, I killed it too.
You killed a career.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Kick his dead body and I'll walk away back into the ditch.
The career really blew it.
You throw his body to the scarabs, wondering if they'll eat it. Anyway.
And when they do, I'm like, I knew it.
Chop his body up and then stew it.
The cannon fires, and as it fires, Spade hears it as he's entering the tundra, wondering if... Yes.
Sorry, once I'm in cover, I would like to quick thing. Can I do that now?
You may do so now.
Okay, just wanted to check. Thank you.
You enter the tundra against your better judgment.
Yeah.
But what's strange is that you're not feeling immediately cold as you enter the tundra. Cunning check, please. Yeah, you need to catch up, please.
Alright. I won.
Oh, actually, you killed a gopher, so too.
Yeah,
7 plus 2 is 9.
You are aware that there are drips of water falling from the icicles that were scattered all over this tundra.
Cool.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
I'm gonna move pretty briskly actually because I'm more curious now. Yeah. To where I set up the first aid trap.
See if Stuart dies of a heart attack.
Because I'm curious if anything was left behind or if anyone was left behind.
Intelligence check to recall how you got there before.
2 plus 5 is 7.
I will say that you're so concerned suddenly that you might be getting pursued by the guy behind you that you lose your way and finally realize it's just more important to lose him in here because if you remember, it's more of a maze. Like there's a lot of boulders and like ravines in here to actually like get lost in. D20 luck check or true check.
3.
You are not aware as you're passing by that there is actually an opening in one of the boulders that was much bigger than the others around it, that there is actually a miniature cave in there. I'm telling you this because as you walk by it, there is someone who grabs your wrist as you're walking by. How do you react?
Cut it off with the axe.
It's sheathed.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's concealed.
It's like that's probably good because you probably would have just like cut your own hand off by accident.
I have like a knee-jerk reaction to like pull away, and I'm just gonna stare at the person who tried to grab me.
Another cannon fires.
I died.
You-
That's a really strong crit.
Siphons all your life away. Lol, there is magic in this game.
God damn it. What happened?
If you look up, if either of you were to look up at the sky to see who died, it was the girl from 4. So if you were keeping track, there is only one career left.
Cool.
Oh wow! And then all the rest of us underdogs.
So who am I looking at?
You are looking at a girl that you recognize from District 5. She is not holding a weapon as she grabs at you with wide eyes.
Oh. I'm like... I'm sorry I just jerked away from you so fast you startled me, and I take 2 steps back.
She says, "It's okay, get in here quick.
I'm being pursued by someone.
Get in here and they won't see you."
Before I go in there, I examine as much of the cave as I can.
You can really not tell very much. You can tell there's a light in there somewhere. They probably have some sort of torch, but it's very well enclosed. Like the opening, you can only see it if you're really like looking for it, or you have a lucky sight.
Yeah.
So you imagine that she's either really perceptive or she just stumbled upon this little enclosure.
Yeah. I do a double take on her. Like I like check like her out. No, I check out like if she has any. If I check out if she has anything on her, like anything concealed.
Well, she is 18, so she's pretty old.
Yeah. a year older than me, man.
She's blatantly not wearing any weapons. She has the same starting gear as you, and she looks decently fed.
I go in there.
Food? You make your way in there, and you immediately see her counterpart, who is very young, who is also from her district. They have a little fire from like a torch that they put in the corner, and they have a bunch of like leaves and herbs and berries on the bottom of the cave.
Huh.
You immediately tell that there is a temperature difference in this little cave.
Nice. What about the young one? Does she look armed,
He
or how
looks-
well off does he look?
He is holding what looks like a club, and so he's a little bit like on edge as you come in.
Yeah.
But he's looking at her as if... What?
Club.
They also have a disco ball. It's weird. He's on edge as you come in, but he keeps glancing at her as if she's like a big sister to him.
Yeah.
Man,
You also
so
hear
direction
footsteps outside the cave. Intelligence check, please.
Is that a horrible thought? Just call, be like, hey, there's 2 people hiding here.
19 plus
You know
5.
that based on the gait of the steps and the weight under each step, and you're Sherlock, you can tell that it's the guy from 11 that was following you.
Yeah.
There is a moral choice here. You can do what Trevor did and just shout,
shank
"There's
the
people
rich."
here." You can do what Trevor really did and kill these people or
Hell yeah.
kill him. Or you can do nothing. Bonnie. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I'm going to basically the footsteps that I hear and I notice, and I'm Sherlock and I know exactly whose footsteps they belong to. And
Adler.
do I know if the girl who brought me into the cave, if she's aware of the steps?
No.
I do like one of those. Is she looking at me?
She's looking out the cave at the sound.
I
But that
I
means
very
that
quickly
means
just,
that
like-
so
like
the way that I'm
attack.
imagining this is happening very quickly. So you're looking
Yeah.
out, you hear the sound. You took a second to look at her reaction.
Yeah.
Notice now that she's looking out there. So now how do you react to this information?
Oh, I see. Because I was going to try and get her attention to be like,
Okay.
yeah,
No, but she seems to be aware.
okay.
Nah, but
So
that-
I look back out,
explosion.
and I am going to position my axe in such a way that I can take it out quickly. And I'm just like waiting.
He comes around the corner. He's walking quite slow because he was following your footsteps.
Mhm.
Footprints, I should say.
Footsteps.
He notices that your footsteps suddenly stop, and he's now looking around at where they go and following them directly to where the entrance is. You see his head slowly turn up.
I don't have anything throwing. How far away is he from
I
me?
really don't want to fight.
So
All the
opposite of like
Hunger
George
Games, not
Washington
the Anger
character.
Games.
If this was George Washington, he would take the axe and shove it in his face. But it's not George Washington. So as he looks up, I basically just like push the girl to the side of the cave, like behind a rock. No, like to conceal her.
I know. As you push her, you actually show him the boy. Oh, no.
He lobs a hand grenade into the small
You
enclosure.
do so and step to encompass the entire opening to the cave. He sees you and pulls out a comma, which is also known as a miniature scythe.
Which is also a throwing weapon. I'm going to try and convince him that's a throwing weapon.
No! It's an inside joke from his
Yeah.
private Hunger Games
Yeah.
game that we did. Don't do that.
Don't
So
do it.
he whips out his comma, and he just sees
An
me
Oxford comma.
standing in the. He just sees me standing in the entry.
Yes.
Entryway. I go like, "What are you doing?"
Looking for you.
I thought we were gonna trade, man.
No, I made you think we were gonna trade.
Okay, so Pause. This is my character actually talking. Pause.
He suddenly freezes in mid-motion.
You see 2 small lines appear above his face.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna like talk down to him like, good boy. Really, really think about what you're about to do.
Bonnie appears and kills you. No, I'm kidding. He actually pauses and isn't quite sure why.
Yeah. I continue talking like, there is information to glean from this. There are things that you are not aware of right now. I hold this information. Killing me eliminates that information. Is that really what you want?
This is the Hunger Games.
Right, and we're both hungry for information. So put that down. My character is just...
That is the best Hunger Games retort ever. And I am hungry for knowledge.
Yeah.
What a fucking Gravenclaw.
Yeah.
Gravenclaw.
Give me a persuasion.
Gravenglop. A Gravengorp.
Persuasion check, please.
I have
Better
2
than
counting.
enough.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Oh god,
Don't
dude.
you have persuasion?
I don't... No, I decided against it because I thought that awareness would be a better skill. I mean, arguably it is.
Doesn't matter when you roll up 2s.
Yeah.
Sucks. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He resists your persuade,
Yeah.
and he charges you.
I let out a really audible sigh as I whip out my hand and a half axe, and I wield it with 2 hands.
You are allowed time to actually unsheath it, because as he's coming towards you, he accidentally hits a rock, almost breaking the comma. You also notice, due to his poor movement, that he has himself a concealed weapon on his belt. Your move.
I imagine that's the sword.
Your move.
Yeah.
Shiggity
I go for a called shot to chop his arm off.
Which arm?
The arm that he missed with.
Okay.
The one that's like
Is
with
this
the
Michael
collar.
Jackson hand or is Luke Skywalker hand?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. It's
Thank you.
important. Keep it.
Ah, 3.
You
Bro, you want
also
some different dice.
you also miss as he steps
Easy.
aside, draws the sword, and tries to hack again with the comma towards your chest.
My defense is
Punctuate his hip with the comma.
5. That's right. I
I just
didn't.
want to see how many
Oh,
puns I can
I'm
get in
dual
before my
wielding.
character just dies.
I'm not dual wielding, but I'm using the axe as a 2-handed weapon, so it's 7.
Spontaneously
He hits you.
Oh, I have 7
Spontaneously
defense.
implodes.
Damn.
He hits you for 4 damage.
What a punk ass bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an appropriate response. I would feel that way too.
I'm going to do just a horizontal swing across his chest.
You hit.
Okay.
Shit, something.
3 plus. Yeah, I'm not set up for melee fights at all. So just 5 damage.
Okay. He grunts, spits, and tries to stab you with the sword.
Okay, that's fair.
Miss, 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 miss.
Oof. The nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oof. I shouldn't be saying miss anymore.
Yeah.
He hits you for 15 damage.
I'm so done.
You are down. He did strike you, like, below the sternum.
Yeah.
Like, through.
Mm.
Pulls
Ow.
the sword out. And I'm sorry, but you black out.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Shiggity shank.
Give me a constitution roll. Bonnie!
Clyde!
I got 1 fail.
Okay. You skin a gopher for some reason. And how do you plead?
It is no crime to be hungry in the Hunger Games, sir.
And forth?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Where do you come from? Has he told you about all the characters that he's been across the place?
Not
The
all of
angry
them, but
Christian
most of
judge.
them.
Oh god, yeah, Danforth. I figured it was a Crucible. What the? Oh, Hale. You were Hale.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
The story was about me. It wasn't really, but
No,
people thought it was.
Fucking Yagur's character. What?
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm trying to figure out what to do with this gopher because I didn't think this through. I don't have anything to make a fire.
Give me a D20 intelligence check.
Smeagol it.
There we go. 12.
You know the bare basics of what there needs to be a fire. You have wood all around you. You can find a decently dry spot. You would have to sort of try to clue together how to start a fire. Otherwise, you're going to be eating raw gopher meat. Which I gotta tell you, me as a person, I don't even know if that's like kosher. So, yeah.
Might be worth it.
I need pork.
That's true. I mean, it's daylight, so
No, it's day night. We covered this.
it's day night, so
It's all time.
it's all time. So maybe
Yeah.
I won't attract people with smoke.
It's all the times at once.
Um. Where with the little vapors? Did it? Could I like? How close was I to like when the vapors came up?
They were less than a meter from you. Like, they were right behind you.
So could I feel if there was like warmth coming from them?
It was hot. Yeah.
Can I take the gopher back?
Steam
and try
that
to
shit.
steam it?
Yes.
Hell yes.
Uh,
Rice one.
D20 dex check.
It's like literally just some dude behind you vaping.
21.
You successfully flash steam it. And knowing, even though your cooking skills and hunting skills are decent, but also kind of on the below average end, it's alarming how quick it's alarming just how quick all of that cooked. It's unnatural how quick it became a nice crispy texture and juicy, and you're like,
I'm kind of desperate, so I'll rip off a small piece just to see.
The moment you eat it, you feel better.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
You do not feel sick after you eat anything. If anything, it tastes like chicken. Tommy doesn't know what gopher tastes like, so I'm saying it's chicken. So
Neither does Taylor, so that works.
you eat the chicken gopher, and you start to feel better.
The chauffeur grace.
You fill yourself up to full, and you still have half of it left to save for later. But, then you're carrying around a carcass of gopher if you're...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I was gonna say I'll hide it in a tree. Yeah, I probably don't want to be carrying it. No.
Save, please.
Hey, I got a save.
Cool.
No, I'll probably leave the gopher.
You are dormantly hearing screaming and sounds of metal over your head. You leave it by the tree? Or you leave it where it is?
Yeah, I'll just leave it.
Okay. Where do you go?
Into the ditch, there's no bodies there.
Okay. Whatever that disembodied voice is telling me to do.
Okay. You do hear a sound, though.
Oh.
Set movement, a significantly large motion, like some heavy footsteps kind of motion is what I'm saying, coming towards the pond from where you came, but sort of almost opposite the water from you now. But it's coming from the direction of the cornucopia, I should be saying.
If I moved behind a tree, is it close? I can still see.
Yes. However, bending your head around the tree would obviously risk you being seen by whoever it is. but you can decently hide yourself behind a tree nearby.
Looking at I have sneak and evasion. Neither of those is going to do too much. I'll kind of like get behind the tree and crouch as low as I can and kind of just look around.
Dex check. You hear the cannon fire.
22.
You hide very well. Also, I'm going to call a little bit of bullshit that you have such phenomenal rolls. Yeah.
That's true.
Does that in my game too. It's horse crap.
Trevor, Taylor, yeah, even you all hear, you faintly hear the sound of a cannon go off again. And you're like, so many people are dying so fast in this game. This is crazy. You hide decently well. Cunning check for your view around the tree, still trying to remain stealthy. Cunning check.
Oh, cunning check. Weird.
You. Not me.
Fucking 19, 18,
22.
19.
You are quite sure,
Took out your
because
luck.
as you're peeking around, you conveniently peek your face around where there's like a miniature branch of leaves stemming off the trunk, so your eye can peer through the hole of the like between the leaves,
You just made a peep
and
hole
there
in the
is
tree.
a chick walking towards the damn pond, and her face is covered in blood, and she has 2 damn axes, and it looks like she's carrying something also on her belt.
Wow.
It's Trevor. Okay.
I changed genders. But I still sound like this. And I refuse to shave the beard. It's like the third time tonight I've made you drop your head to your hands.
I'm just going to stay there and watch her for a little bit, just to see what she does.
Awkwardly, she does the same. It's as if she's listening for something, knowing knowing somehow that someone had been there. And she's just waiting for something to happen. I'm skipping to Trevor. Another check, please. Trevor, you have a new mesh shirt. You have
I
a
do.
sword.
I
No, I
failed.
didn't take the sword.
You don't have a sword.
Nope, I left the sword there.
15?
Yeah, I rolled a 15. I failed.
Okay. I need you to tell me what you want to do with your wife.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Oh, you missed a chance.
I wanna.
Really, really, really want to take it.
Tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I really want, what I really want, really, really, really want. It's like,
If you want to be my love,
if you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make last forever. Friendship never ends.
Okay, William Shatner. It's like his cover of Rocket Man. God damn, I don't even freaking know.
you hear another cannon fire.
Shit, if I just wait here, I'll eventually win by default.
There are 8 left in the game.
Kind of 24. Wow, 2/3.
Trevor, you feel a rumbling in the earth. Like deep in the earth, and yet it shimmies up towards the surface to the point where you actually need to like stabilize by grabbing the ground.
Yeah, time to get the fuck out of the ditch then.
You get out of the ditch?
Yeah.
Okay. You get out of the ditch and at the point where you are able to climb out, you're like on your belly, like waiting for it to stop. And it goes on, you feel this too. You don't, sorry. You're losing all feeling.
Yeah.
You are very aware of, both of you are very aware of the shaking. And as you're staring at the chick, she's also like slowly and smoothly bends down and like grabs a fistful of dirt to stabilize herself. But she doesn't stop like looking straight ahead, just taking in everything around her with this vision. She's kind of staring off in the distance like Nebula. Once it stops, both of you hear a very loud, like a mixture of a pop and a burst, somewhere far off outside of the jungle towards the cornucopia.
Oh. Stuart just had a thought. If there's only- so I know you said there's 8 left. Does Stuart know that?
He would know that if he kept track. I'm just going to imagine that you guys are so in the games that you kept track.
I want to start stealthily heading back to the cornucopia. If there's so few people left, I might be able to get in there scot-free.
Dex check.
Okay. The 25.
25. You get there decently fast, even though you're being quite stealthy. I'm going to say, as you know you're getting quite close, you see another person off to the far right. Not an easy walk for you. It's like, to get to her, you'd have to stroll through several bushes, and it'd be very difficult to sneak and get there quickly. However, through the trees, for the remaining yards or meters, to the clearing that has the cornucopia, you can tell that the color is wrong in the field. And you can also see that her, off in the distance, whoever she is also looking on towards the cornucopia. You wait a second for your eyes to decently adjust and like shade a little bit. The field that was once green is now orange.
Like, the floor is lava.
You... You can't tell? It's orange.
I'll dip a foot in it. If my foot burns off, it's lava.
If it doesn't, it's probably just a bunch of fruit.
Eat the ground. Fuck, it's orange?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Intelligence check, please.
The fuck? 8?
Cunning check.
17?
You're able to discern that the world is now made of orange juice.
I'm blue, Babbitt, damn.
Intelligence check lets you know that
shit's orange.
the orange is emitting a light. The light is not just coming from above now. The light's also coming from directly through the trees towards you from it. The cunning check is letting you know that the warmth is now coming twofold. From above and from right in front of you. She's playing Skyrim. Not really. Probably Assassin's Creed. Your last check, please. Maybe last. I'm sorry, buddy.
Is that a nat 1?
That one.
Oh, God.
Another cannon fires. Oh, no. And Jeffrey's out of the game.
Time to make a new character. Oh. I'm gonna start making my long.
Dead out of 18.
I'm gonna start taking a very long way around, hopefully around those bushes and everything, to get to the other chick, because I suddenly got a no feeling from the Fanta grass.
Dex check.
23.
23. You're moving quite easily, and you notice as you're getting closer that she is stunned and horrified, and she is closer to the orange than you are, meaning that she likely knows whatever's happening, and you don't. She can probably see the cornucopia from here. Bonnie, the chick finally stands up after the shaking stops. What do you do? She does not move.
I'm super curious. I'm just gonna keep watching her to see what she's doing.
She finally relinquishes her grasp, her gaze from straight ahead and looks down at the water. So long that you're wondering, like, is this trick crazy? Until you're finally like curious enough to look down too. And the water is actually shimmering a little bit, like something's moving. and then it builds until it's like cooking.
Okay.
Bubble, bubble, toilet trouble.
The gal with the 2 axes slowly backs away from the water.
Kick her into the water.
And turns around and starts walking back towards the cornucopia. Are those the last cookies?
No, there's one more.
I had 2 earlier.
Well, I have 2 right now.
Sorry about his fair play. Those are very good cookies, by the
Yes,
Thank
they
you.
were. I finished them off today.
way. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Could she hear it if I like pulled out my bow and arrow?
You cannot tell. That would be a determination of your dex check.
Oh. I'm just gonna let her go.
Okay.
And
You're not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Trevor, you make it behind the girl.
Can I see what's going on with the cornucopia from this angle?
You can see that the cornucopia is gone. The small hill that it was sitting on top of is now gurgling out lava. And because it was up on a hill, it is very slowly coming down and melting all of the open field, heading out to all 4 of the segments of the map.
So wait, I feel like I had this whole image of the cornucopia wrong the whole time. Was the cornucopia the highest point on this map?
Not the highest. The hill was not very steep or anything. It was like mildly sloped up, like a meter walk up to the to the top of the hill, and the cornucopia is just there. But it's enough of a slope to build momentum of this lava as it flows down.
So eventually it's going to flow down and not be able to come up anymore.
Right, but the segments are not. None of them are up from the cornucopia. Everything seems to be sloping down.
Okay, that's what I meant. So it is the highest point.
Yes, in
Just
that
not
way.
super steep.
Yes, but the trees are taller than this hill. That's my point, is that it's not the highest literal point, but land-wise, yes, it is.
So
It
trees ain't gonna last long at fucking lava.
Mm-hmm.
Just go climb a tree. He.
Hey, Kalina, can we get you to climb a tree?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
No, I'm gonna wait for the lava to get a little closer and I'm gonna kick the chick into the lava.
Efficient.
Because, you know, whenever Stuart does anything, he stews it.
I need you to get a dex check for you staying in position stealthy enough so that she doesn't notice that you're right behind her.
So, stealth check.
Yes.
Oh, hold on, sorry.
Oh, you killed it! I didn't even touch you, I'm
When
lying.
you style your hair, you cream it.
No, but if it gets too poofy, you juice it. 3 plus 9 is 12.
You succeed. She does not move. However, she is very restless, and it seems like she actually might be stirring herself to actually move away from the lava finally.
Is the lava close enough?
No. No. Wait a minute. Did I I misread my dice. I'm sorry. I rolled double sixes. Yes, it's here. It's suddenly right there. It's suddenly teleported.
one bubble.
It's teleported right there. Trevor, go now.
Alright, yeah, I'll punt her ass into the lava then, I guess. There can be only one.
Strength check.
I have no strength. Yeah!
Why,
9!
Why was this your plan?
It's almost a 19! Because I'm stupid and I was going for style
She
points.
rolled a 9. You have a stealth bonus. You win.
Woo!
You watch as this poor girl disintegrates into burning lava, and you feel a little bad.
No, I don't. I didn't have to use the knife.
Okay. And then you watch her melt and scream, and then she's very quickly dead. And then you quickly realize the lava keeps coming.
Yep. Now I'm gonna leave because now the object of this game is to kill everybody before the lava gets to me.
The cannon goes off, but you barely care.
Yep.
Where do you run?
I was gonna say high ground, but that don't exist. Did I see any sign of anyone else You know what? The only point that I know of is the sword. I'm going to head back to that and hope that somebody's around it.
Okay.
And I'm going to just try to indiscriminately kill until I can get it.
You run to the trees. You run towards the sword. Bonnie, you start to hear screaming off in the distances, and you know that something must be going on.
Sounds like the scream that someone would make if they were melting in lava.
Somehow you know that, though, from District 8. I don't know.
Is the pond still bubbling?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I'm probably really dumb. I'm gonna go a little bit closer to the pond and take the gopher with me and just like toss it into the pond and see what happens.
The flesh falls off of the gopher, and it just sort of falls apart and becomes like an ugly meat puddle, and then just sort of starts shaking around in the boiling water, falling more and more and more apart, and you're like, well, there goes dinner, I guess. Good thing I ate, but I'm about to throw up again.
I want to go the opposite direction of the screams.
Okay.
Where there are screams, there is Stuart.
Rather quickly. What?
I'll let me do where I was going with
Where
that.
there are screams, there are stewards.
Assuming you need Stewie.
No, my character's name is Stuart.
Same thing.
Rather quickly, you
Oh my
hit,
God, I'm
you hit a
Stewie.
wall, a very grassy, vine-covered wall made of vegetation and stuff that you can't really climb and can't really pass through. Intelligence check.
Where's my D20?
It's the edge of the map.
3.
You can't tell what this is, but as you look left and right, you see that it continues on in either direction.
In the room.
Basically hit the end of the jungle. Okay.
Trevor, you are running towards the sword. You actually luckily can move faster than the flow goes. However, you can still feel the heat burning the back of you as you're going. You find the sword. There's no one there. The sword is still there. What do you do?
I'll go ahead and yoink the sword.
You yoink the sword. The metal is hot.
Go ahead and drop the sword.
Cool sword, huh?
I'm gonna need this. No, I'm not.
Cool the blade with the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
There are 6 of you left.
I should be giving you ideas, never mind.
Oh, him.
Stuart, you hear something whizzing towards you from above. Give me a d20 check, please.
Any bonuses?
Yes.
13.
You manage to actually instinctively move out of the way of an axe that has landed by your foot. You look up based on its trajectory. I'm going to give you a smart moment. Based off its trajectory, you look up and see a crazy-looking girl
Triangulating position.
high up in the trees. Intelligence check.
I don't think I have an intelligence. I do not. 13.
This may be your only hope.
I'm going to take her axe. And I'm going to run for a different tree.
How close to her? How close to her do you go?
I want to run farther away from the lava, outside of axe throwing range, if I can figure out what that is.
Okay. You find a decent tree to get to, one that you think you can climb, and you start climbing so that the trunk is between her and you.
Okay.
Once you make your way up to, I'm going to say, the 4th level of branches,
Up tree.
you hear a familiar sound coming towards you. Let me see if I can actually replicate it.
Hey, who's the dog?
Cody,
You probably thought I was calling him.
go back to your room. Bed.
He's like, man, why do I got the Andy Griffith theme song stuck in my head?
And then, as you're just like, what is this? Something knocks against your hand, and it's a silver parachute with a capsule.
Oh, yoink!
The capsule is rectangular in shape, about yay big, about 18 inches long, and relatively
There's a gun!
Relatively yeah, there's a pistol!
I would just instantly shoot that girl out of the tree.
Do you grab it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, bro.
Do you keep climbing?
How high?
You
above
yell
it?
at your sponsors mutely, why couldn't you have waited till I was at the top?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stuff the thing in my backpack and climb.
Cool. Dex check, please.
Ooh, 19.
Another dex check, please.
10.
You make it decently high up to the 7th level of branches, on par with where she was. You are not perfectly out of sight of her, but she's like very creepily like hanging onto a tree, like swaying, like watching you from that decent distance away. She does not look like she's preparing to throw anything at you.
So I'm gonna hang on to my tree as well and just. Because Stuart is just equally creepy. Just instead of splitting people's heads with skulls, I snap vertebrae with knives. And I'm 12. Can I, like, secure myself to the tree well enough to check the contents of my little silver container?
Yes. As you do so, you notice in the corner of your eye that the lava is entering your clearing.
Oh, God!
You open
I gambled!
it. You open. There is a note and a weapon inside. There are 3 darts and a blowgun.
Okay, I can work with that.
The note says, "Get higher."
Pull up my joint. I'm sorry. Blowgun.
Bonnie, you've reached the end of the arena. What do you do?
How high does the wall go?
Infinitely.
Infinitely? Okay. Damn it. I have sneak, so I'm gonna use sneak and kind of just like move back into the forest and start heading towards the screams.
D20 dex check, please. You hear the cannon fire again. Both tributes that helped you in the cave are now dead.
32.
Did he get lavaed?
One of the boy did. The girl died from Mr. 11. Yeah,
Yeah.
and 11 died from the boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He managed to kill Jeff and the girl, and the boy came at him with a club for the final hit.
Woo.
Yeah. There are 5 of you left.
But now he melted, so who cares?
You make your way decently past the pond now, and you are suddenly becoming aware of an orange glint coming through the trees. That's weird. I don't remember citrus being in here.
Wanna Fanta? Don't you wanna Fanta?
How?
Don't you want it?
I'll get a
Wanna
little
Fanta?
closer
Don't
to
you
it
wanna
until I can tell
Fanta?
what it is or how fast it's moving.
You make your way further towards the glow, and you realize that as you're making your way towards it, heat is rising exponentially with each few meters as you go. 2 and 2 go together that the source of the heat is coming from this new light. And regardless of whether or not Bonnie would recognize it as lava is moot, but you recognize it as a ground-based threat made of heat.
And can I look like and see that it's like coming?
It is not to your left or right, only straight ahead based on what you're seeing right now. There's still a lot of foliage between you and it, so it's hard to tell just how close it is to you, but heat tells you it's either really hot or quite close, or both.
I'm once more gonna turn tail and run back towards the wall as
Okay.
like far from it as I can, but I'm gonna kind of go at it because it looks like it's just coming straight on.
Mm-hmm.
Go off like a little angle a bit.
Okay. If you turn completely around back towards the wall, do you go diagonally left or diagonally right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You find no real decent purchase through that angle of the trees and the bushes. You're really slowly going through the vegetation. Do you keep going?
Fuck.
Intelligence, please. It's like I'm telling your intelligence. Use your intelligence, bro.
14. 14.
Something you remind yourself that there's a ground-based threat.
Yeah. I wanted to get to the farthest tree I could find, but obviously that's not going to happen.
There are many around you.
No. Yeah, I'll just, since it's getting harder, I'll just climb up one.
Dex check, skipping to Trevor. You are now in the trees with a blowgun and 3 black fletchling darts.
Can I go higher in my own tree?
You can, but you're
Damn near the top.
already sort of like waving. It'd be very precarious to go even higher. Intelligence check again, please.
10.
You recognize that this was given to you when you were only at the 4th level, so to speak, of branches, meaning you
so
actually
higher.
you're already higher from the point where it was given to you.
I feel like I'm in blow dart range.
You don't know. You've never blown a blowgun before.
Can I look at one of the darts?
It's nasty looking. Very, very sharp. Looks like a hawk's talon almost.
Does it look like it could contain something?
Yes.
Fuck it, I'm gonna shoot one at the other chick.
Cool. You load it. It's quite self-explanatory. You close it. Dex check. Oh my god!
My new favorite dice. Oh, damn that 20s.
It makes it all the way over and hits her
Just lob.
in the forehead. She's able to pull it out because it's a dart, and she looks at it, and she looks at you, and you just see her fall out of the tree.
Bird, bitch!
She hits every branch all the way down.
She maybe hits a few leaves as she just falls and cracks her neck as she hits the ground. The lava swallows the base of your tree and then rolls over her. The cannon fires before even the lava gets to her, by the way. Not even an airship comes in and gets her. It's
Yeah,
like
like,
she's
why
not
bother?
even a thing. So, she is dead. By the way, her name was Betty. Her
Betty.
nickname in the capital was Bloody Betty.
Bloody Betty. After I kill Bloody Betty, I have a moment of inspiration, and I'm gonna look up at what I presume are the spectators and go,
You imagine that you can hear people just super riled up about you, but you can't be sure, but you hope so.
darts down to 2.
Bonnie, you climb a tree. How is your dex check?
It was 18.
Give me another.
Another?
Another.
That one.
That one.
Oof.
Give me another d20, please.
14.
Okay. You make it quite well. You fall and actually hurt your wrist, creating 1 HP damage, and continue climbing decently well. Once you reach a decently comfortable height, it's blatantly obvious it's lava coming at you because it just is suddenly there. It hits the wall of the arena and sort of you expect it to rise to meet you, but it doesn't. It hits the wall and then like swirls around, evens out a bit, and then sits there. And both of you start to feel your trees give way.
Yep.
And you see other trees around you start to cave in and hit each other like a bunch of matchsticks, just like dominoes all over the place. Both of you give me strength checks.
Oh god, this is where Stuart dies. Ladies first.
Rare points for body guys too.
Oh my god! This is where I die. This is where I become an angel.
I mean,
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Oh my god!
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Spade dead. He doesn't care anymore.
I'm really wondering what you would have done in this situation, by the way, but we can talk about that after.
Yeah.
But anyway, both of you feel your trees give way. They do bend over, they do break, and they do actually fall towards the lava. But they each catch on other trees and sort of
They're
pyramid.
predetermined.
They not predetermined, but they crazily fall against each other. That both of you very luckily happen to choose trees that happen to be on top of piles or just be bent and like dangling over but not laying flat. Or what I'm saying is that you are able to get yourselves into positions where it's you, the tree, the lava. So you are able to sit there. And the reason that that's okay is because as soon as you realize this is just going to disintegrate even more and I'm going to fall in the lava and I'm going to die, you realize that everything is going quiet and cooler and darker because the lava beneath you is very quickly turning gray and solidifying, and the heat just sort of vanishes. And all around you is a graveyard of trees. There's no real vegetation left anymore. The trees aren't covering the arena like they were before. You can even see out to where the hill was. The ocean is now completely flat of just lava, of dried lava. The desert was filled to the brim because you remember if the tundra and lava and the desert were sloping down the most, they filled up like a tub. So now most of the arena is now completely flat, like a plateau made of dried lava. That being said, you can now see everyone that's left.
There's like, what, 3 of us?
3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
You can now see the back of Trevor. You can now see that the remaining District 1 is standing on the carcass of the old cornucopia that is near the middle of the entire arena. And there is a girl standing out towards like where the edge of the jungle was and the desert. All of you sort of stare at each other for a minute. You're decently far from each other. And then District 1 just starts charging for where the jungle was. Bonnie, what do you do? Kill your boyfriend.
Am I still in like the corpses of trees, or are they like
Yes.
really disintegrated? Yeah.
They're very disintegrated, but you're still gonna have to jump over some things to like get out of this graveyard.
Is the guy who's like charging for the jungle like running like at me?
Not specifically, but he knows that the remaining 3 tributes in his way of glory are all there.
That's true. Okay.
For some reason, I thought the one chick that I killed was the last career left.
How far is Stuart from me?
Don't skew it.
You can't really tell, but between 10 and 20 meters.
Fucking close.
Yeah.
Cunning check. Sorry, that's for Trevor.
Oh, sorry.
You do not
So,
know that she is
yeah.
behind you.
Yeah, plus 5. It's still a nat 1.
I'm just gonna go for it. Gonna pull up my bow and try to shoot him in the back.
Okay.
Love you too, babe.
Ah. 5.
What's your defense?
Well, her dex is 6, so that's actually an 11, so that hits.
What's your defense?
I didn't know it was a dex.
Okay. 1 sec.
Yeah, thanks.
Love you.
Do you
Roll double 6s. It does hit. Roll damage,
double
please.
6s? Oh. Ow.
Oh no, that's roll.
No, double sixes, babe.
Roll of damage, not a d20.
Wow, I was like, whoops. Okay, 5.
Again. Stop killing me! 10.
10 straight, or what's your
5 plus 5.
what's your cunning?
Oh, fuck.
3.
13 damage. You
Ow.
fall off the tree that you were standing on,
Ow.
and you are now face first in soot.
Ow.
Trevor, what do you do?
I play dead.
Cool. D20 acting check. Cunning check.
No, I already said it. I just realized it's a fuck up because... Never mind. Cunning? 19.
You feel... Good job, by the way. You feel the dirt that you were already wearing because you had dirtied yourself up in the last session even more thoroughly cover you. And it gives you an idea. You're like a shadow in these graveyard of trees.
Yeah, well, it's still my action.
Mm-hmm.
When I fell, how far did I fall?
Not far, but enough that you are now hidden from her sight. And,
Okay.
and you know you are.
Is the arrow still in me?
Yes.
I'm gonna try and pull it out. I'm gonna dump the rest of the iodine on it. It's gonna hurt like shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to just fucking roll in the soot. Like the 101 Dalmatians.
References.
It's 90% of my personality is references, yes. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna attempt to hide by these trees, and I'm gonna let a few people kill each other.
Okay. D20 luck check.
10. Perfectly midway.
Dex check.
Nat 1.
Okay. You sprinkle the iodine wildly all over your back. Trying to aim. Just trying to get it all over to make sure that some of it gets on the wound.
Yeah.
You know it does based on the burning feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just sort of lay in the soot and like roll around like
Yep.
stop, drop,
Fucking
and roll.
alligator roll just...
You can see, Taylor, by the way, for the listeners, Taylor can see that all the way out where District 1 had been running towards the jungle, he first got to the remaining girl. And they are now fighting.
I can't see Stuart at all now.
Wow. She insta-dies.
Damn.
You cannot see Stuart at all now. You can see the guy, but he's out of shooting range, for sure. Let me describe what is between you and the remaining career. There's a whole bunch of laying down trees that now act like is a natural maze between you and them. So you...
Logging place.
Yes, like a logging place almost, but like as if the bundles broke apart and now you're having to like find your way out between the logs. So you have the option of going the high ground on the logs, on the trees, or through them.
I'm gonna go high ground.
Okay. Dex check to see how well you balance atop them. You guys are down to the last 3.
1.
And I really didn't want 2 people to make it to the last 3 because that meant an inevitable 2 would be fighting.
Yeah, it's less fighting and more getting shot in the fucking liver with an arrow. But, you know, let's not split hairs. Like she split my side with an arrow.
You're going to be hearing about this like all night.
Yup.
You fall, but you end up being in an area that actually drops you out of his sight, and you know that you can easily get back up again. Trevor, I'm leaving it to you. Do you stay where you are laying, or do you get up?
Do I feel like I've been spotted at all?
No.
Oh yeah, I'm staying right here.
Bonnie, do you stay on the ground, like try to sneak through, or do you get back up again for the high ground?
I want to get back up to the high ground.
Dex check to get up.
Come on, babe, get it up.
Wow.
12.
You get up. Very well.
Get knocked down.
People are proud, actually, of how well you got up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you're able to stand, and you see that the District 1 kid, who you distantly remember that his name is Arum, which is Latin for gold. So Gold makes his way towards you.
He killed his friend Argentum.
So Deus makes his way towards you.
Darth
Deus.
Don't forget about France.
And he's running towards you with melee weapons.
How far is he?
You could try shooting, but you know that the closer he gets, it'll be easier for you. But the closer he gets, and you miss, the higher danger it is for you.
How many arrows you got left?
I
7.
have 7.
You should convince them that they're throwing weapons.
Don't forget to put a comma in your sentence.
All he was a dirt color-wise.
An arrow is a scabby scab.
He has a morning star in
It'll
his
take him by
left,
surprise.
a morning star in his left hand, and a sword in his right.
I'm just gonna go
It's
bow and arrow
terrifying.
to the end. So I'm just gonna try to test my luck here. Try to shoot him.
Attack. Seven.
7.
What's your dex? 6?
Yes.
Okay. It is going to receive a minus because of the distance. You hit him.
1d6?
Damage, please.
2d6.
Is it 2d6? Damn.
Yeah.
2. 4. And then cunning.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Nice.
9.
9 damage.
9!
You dig the arrow deep into his shoulder, and he keeps running as if nothing's hit him. Trevor, you can hear somebody very quickly bumbling over the logs, trees, that are to your left, heading towards you. You do not know that these two are fighting. Or I should say you don't know for sure.
Did I hear the sound of an arrow flying? Because it's usually a pretty distinctive...
You are hearing battle, so yes,
Okay.
you're hearing, but you... Give me a willpower check, actually. This is a good opportunity. You turn into a dragon. Okay.
12.
12. So you know that her arrow hit. It is difficult to know for sure if it hit bark or it hit flesh.
I'm still hearing the footsteps at least.
Running
This is still
footsteps, yes.
running. Then I will continue to remain hidden until it sounds as if the conflict has stopped. I'm just going to let this happen. Look, this is happening, so just come to peace with it.
He jumps over you so quickly that even if you tried to get up and attack, it wouldn't have mattered.
That's fine. Question.
So, yes.
I meant to ask this way earlier, and I'm sure it's too late now. How the hell do you replenish MP in this game?
Resting.
Okay, and obviously this does not count.
It doesn't count because the Hunger Games are so high stress that even if I let you guys... This is all happening in one day, by the way.
Yeah, this is not a multi-day Hunger Games.
No. That if you guys had managed to sleep, it would have been a matter of your willpower checks while you slept to see if you recovered anything.
Yeah.
That's how I evened it out.
Okay. No more backstabs for me, then I'm missing 1 MP for it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
Get fucked.
Yep.
Like
you did.
Yeah.
Bonnie, he is charging towards you, and he is less than 30 meters away from you, coming close.
Oh my god. Do you have MP left, right?
I do. I just forgot about that.
Yeah.
I can do a pinning shot.
Fucking do
Fuck,
that.
I should have done that.
Get fucked, District 1. Yeah, stick his ass to the ground and pincushion his ass.
He's gonna be stuck there for like 3 turns.
Yeah. Just blithely walk up to him like 10 feet away and just...
I wish I would have thought to do that before, damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna try one last. Just a pinning shot.
I was like, wait a minute, don't you have that?
I do. It's my very last thing I can do.
I mean,
I
of
could
all
do
the
it one more
times to
time,
use
too.
it.
Don't tell Trevor that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to hit him with a pinning shot.
Okay, go for it.
3 plus dex.
Mhm.
9.
9.
9?
9?
It misses.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm sorry,
Trevor, do you stay where you are?
Oh, yeah.
He is now within 10 meters of you.
Could I, like, try to, like, drop down between the, like, branches and things
could.
to get out of his way?
You can jump to the left or the right. It's not a through thing because you're
Oh, okay.
on the.
That's
yeah.
right.
Do the pinning shot again. Didn't you have enough mana for it again?
I do, but he's so close.
That's fine.
Yeah?
He's not against you anymore because he can't win
Yeah.
the games. Just fuck that bitch up. Yeah, and then she'll die.
Yeah, he could be like 5 feet away from you and it would be effective because his arm is only like 2 feet.
That's true. Except if I fuck this one, then I'm dead.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'll do one more pinning shot.
Just take 3 steps
Try it,
backwards
yeah.
afterwards.
12, no.
15.
No, 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
15. I can't do math.
It is.
Yes.
Roll normal damage. He is pinned for 3 turns.
Yes.
What?
It's just like, step.
4.
For what?
4.
Did
Plus
you roll the d6 twice?
Her bow is a
9,
2d6
12.
weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
12.
Ridiculous.
12 total?
Mm-hmm.
You now stick him, like, through the sternum, and it's staggering how he is still standing and glaring at you. And I'm going to say that he's pinned because you hit a nerve that's, like, causing him to, like be stunned for that length of time. I'm not going to do the, like, you pinned his foot to the tree. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go, like, he's stunned at where he is right now. Like, he's about to die. Like, he got shot almost in the heart by District 8.
And you're to blame.
And you were to blame.
You give love.
You suddenly hear a stop in motion, but no cannon fire.
Would I be smart enough to ascertain that means that they didn't die?
Give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, because, like, Trevor knows, but that's a little too meta. 7.
No.
Clearly they're dead. So it's time for me to get up and intervene in this. If I stealthily... So I want to be as quiet and sneaky as possible because I'm hurt as fuck. Can I eat the rest of my mangoes?
Yeah,
while
absolutely you can.
Alright, yeah, I'll go ahead and manja on those.
I'll say that you even did that while you were waiting down there for those 2 turns.
Just bloody combat.
4 HP.
Sweet. That might come in handy.
But now you're out of mangoes, so
yeah, it's okay. I
sorry.
still have 2 snacks.
Alright.
I'll even wash them down with some water.
Oh, you feel even better. 1 HP.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Now I'm up to 13.
He's getting better.
So I want
He's
to...
not quite dead yet.
I don't want to go on a car.
I feel happy.
So, stealthy as fuck. And I'd like to get up and ascertain what's going on.
You see these two, and in your delirious, like, I'm hurting a lot, guys. You're seeing them as if they're talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence check, please.
18.
You know that the one closest to you, the male, is very occupied. You also know that she would likely see you if you went on board to, like, sneak towards him.
So I'm head to toe covered in soot, right? I want to... I don't care how slow going it is. I want to just fucking spider crawl along the ground. Or even just like, you know, that army crawl thing they do through the mud.
Along the ground or the trees?
I'd like to be on the ground, and I'd like to get like in between trees as much as possible. I want to stay hidden. I don't care how long it takes me to get over there. I want to get in blow dart range of both of them.
He's like,
Give me 3 dex checks, please.
I'll sneak.
Yes.
16. 27.
Wow, it negated my skull dice.
And 18. No, 20. Unnatural 20.
You actually managed to get there.
Yep. Okay.
But it's her turn.
Okay. Totally.
You see Aram just standing there, glaring at you. Well, actually fluctuating between like...
ow, is this pain?
like existential crisis, and something smells bad, and I'm angry at you. Existential.
I still have a dirk. Can I pull it out and just try to finish him off?
You could.
Style points.
Just
How can I just shoot him in the face? Why am I giving you help?
I do want to
because
clarify
he's
something.
right there.
The pinning shot prevents him from movement. Like, it doesn't prevent
Moving
him
his
from...
position.
Yeah, it doesn't prevent him from attacking.
I know.
Okay, just want to make sure. Just want to make sure that's on the table.
That's
Okay.
good to know.
You're being very easy on her as a newbie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I could have just been like slaughtered.
Haha!
Yeah.
I walk within range of him.
Yeah.
Smack!
Yeah, maybe I won't do that.
And then Bonnie
Face to the face.
and then Bonnie died. Weird. How'd that happen?
Yeah, with that knowledge, I would definitely not do
I know,
that.
that's why I was like, why aren't you just shooting him?
I did not know that. Okay.
That's okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's rules have a curve to them. Just like
Yeah.
anyway.
I think I have 4 arrows left.
She knows.
You have 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll shoot one more time.
Okay. Don't miss.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't miss.
16.
Damage, please.
16 plus... It's fucking 6 was 22, but yeah.
7.
He goes down to his knees, but he is still alive.
Jesus,
Ow.
this dude is tough.
Trevor.
Imagine this guy just being like so mad with like an arrow in his shoulder, his sternum, and like his gut, just being like, "I'm not Boromir."
I know, right? That's exactly where I was going with that.
It's like, God damn Uruk-hai fucking everywhere.
I'm gonna eat another one of my snacks and wait.
You're like,
I just remained stealth and waiting.
Taylor.
Don't replace me. Damn it.
I guess I'll just use another
Okay.
arrow.
you crunch too loudly, revealing your position.
Damn these corn nuts.
You kill him.
Did he have like 1 HP left?
He had 2 left.
Yeah.
The cannon goes off, and you become immediately aware that you've lost sight of the last one.
Who then shoots you with a blow dart?
It is your action.
Oh no.
Shit. 9.
What's your defense?
9.
That's 9.
You hit.
Yes. I stick you with the poison dart. What's the damage on a dart?
It's actually not damage, it's an effect.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Love you.
For...
You are stunned and immobile for 9 turns.
Both of you give me luck checks.
Uh-oh. Lucky number 13. Fuck.
19.
Damn your luck, babe.
You unfortunately hit her shoulder, which is not key to a vital artery or anything, so it actually didn't get into her bloodstream very quickly. Therefore, it caused her 4 damage because it is poisoning you, but you are not stunned like Bloody Betty was.
Whoa, Bloody Betty. Bam, bam.
You are hit in the shoulder, and you look down at Black Fletchling. Fletchling? Fletchling. That's a Pokemon. You look down at the bird Pokemon, starting to hallucinate, going, Ash?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Intelligence check.
I'd like to start running as soon
12.
as I
12.
stuck her, by the way.
You are out of stealth because of your action.
Yeah.
But you also have camouflage. Her intelligence sees the trajectory of the obvious fletching towards you. She looks at you. There's a weapon sticking out of the tree over there. So she sees you.
Okay.
Minor action can be to get up, but not to run.
Then I will stay where I am.
I see he's.
He's
Who
dedicated
will
to
kill
fucking
the
phone.
other? I
I'm
love
making myself a bigger target.
how both of you are trying yet hesitating to do it.
Do what?
Kill each other.
What do you mean? I'm definitely trying. You just didn't roll high enough.
If I were to
Don't
try
you
to
put me in this fancy
shoot, because I still have 2 bows and arrows left.
You have 2 arrows, yeah. Left,
Or
yeah.
two bows, yeah.
You have 2 bows?
Two bows,
Jeez,
yes, I
dude.
do.
Did you
Wielding.
make one?
like Rambo.
Can I try to shoot it like towards, just under the fletching?
You may
weapon?
try to hit him from here, yes.
She
Yeah.
shoots me through the blow target.
Oh my god, give me a 20 now, and that'll be what happens.
No. No. You have too good a luck. Damn it! Tommy, why?
You do hit him, but not through the pipe.
God damn it, Tommy. Why didn't you let me replenish my health without a snack?
1,
Another one. Okay. I might be alive.
6.
I'm alive.
It hits like your collarbone. You're like,
It's the first time anybody hears him speak. He's just.
the Ace Ventura thing where it's like,
It's in the bone! It's in the bone!
Oh god, I haven't seen the movie since I was like 10. Oh god.
Okay, your move.
Another blow dart.
Okay.
Equence Wocha. Equence Wocha. Let me guess.
Wait.
White Devil, White Devil.
I think that still hits though. 9 again. Same exact roll as last time.
That hits.
Oh my
It's
god.
the same,
Alright.
same shoulder.
Dead
Like,
poison. Are we doing the dueling luck checks again?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 6.
15!
that's your last dart, isn't it?
Yeah, the last dart.
So
I was banking everything on getting this stun.
You are stunned.
Minor action, I get up and begin moving over to her, knife in hand.
You do not drop your bow. You make your way over to her. What do you do?
Oh, I start stabbing like a bastard.
So
Since I have 2 knives, can I...
Give me a d20 to get up onto the tree with her.
Tommy, stop making this harder for me!
Well,
Dex?
it's literally the situation. I'm not trying to... Anyway.
Plus Dex?
Plus Dex.
10.
Okay. You make it up onto the top.
Okay. Steady.
Are you dual wielding?
I mean, I have 2, but I've been using 1 for most of this game just because I wanted to have the other hand free.
So how many do you attack with right now?
How does dual wielding work in your rules?
You
again?
receive a minus unless you have dual wielding.
Which I don't.
It's a -2 to attack and -4 to damage. Is that right? Or minus
The other way
4
around.
to... Okay. So it's -4 to your attack accuracy, -2 to damage.
On the offhand.
On the offhand.
Then yeah, I'll go for both.
Okay.
Alright, so it's 2 separate attack rolls, right?
Yes.
Okay, so main hand. Yeah, natural 18. So 21. So that's 1d4 plus my 2, so that's 4 plus my cunning, which is 6. I'm sorry, which is plus 5. I'm so sorry. So that's 9? Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
9.
So that roll plus your 2 bonus plus strength and cunning.
I don't have any strength.
Okay, plus cunning.
Yeah, so 9.
So 9 damage.
Ooh, I could do it.
You're not supposed to
Offhand.
know that number.
I know. That's true.
How
But I know
dare
it.
you?
Did you see how that was almost a nat 20?
That will naturally miss because of the minus.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So he misses you with the offhand. Give me a constitution check, please.
I'm so boned now. He's gonna get up and kill me.
8.
8. That is a fail. You have another chance.
I'm just
Say,
basically.
how
Like,
brutal can you be?
Why did you get that hairdo? Just to do that.
Because that. 13. $11. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last cannon fires. I'm sorry, Taylor.
Stuart reigns supreme.
How'd the weird creepy kid win?
Fireworks go off in all corners. There's no corners of the arena. What? Oh my god. You stay in that position, waving 5 at the audience as a hovercraft comes in, it grabs you, and pulls you up into
Still
hovercraft.
creepily grinning.
You make your way to the Capitol, and you're the victor from District 12. You also get to meet Hamish Abernathy, who eventually kills you
Stab
because
him.
you're not canon, so he kills you anyway.
Damn it.
Rip.
It's actually like a dude trying to stab me. He's like, no, fuck you, kid. Just pulls a knife out and jabs me in the eye.
It was Hamish who sent you the parachute, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
You
why
get-
I started doing more, like, showmanship stuff.
I will say, canon-wise, since you lived your whole life in the caves, they offer you a house on Victory Road.
Mm-hmm.
You don't take it.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to the caves, and you're the victor that never was. The victor that refused to live like a victor because you never wanted to be in the light. You wanted to be in the shadows.
I just pop
So
out of the
even-
cave every once in a while going,
So normally, victors would be pulled back for interviews and like for the victory tour and to be like mentors for future games.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could ever find you again, and you just lived out the rest of your life in silence. Even when the revolution happened, you stayed down there.
oh, so this is pre...
This was 51. This was 20 years before Katniss.
Oh.
I gotta say, I did not expect him to win. Just being honest. But there you go. You never know what's gonna happen.
Because of my build or because I'm normally not the one who wins?
because of the build. Because of the assassin build, I didn't think it was actually going to work, but it did.
Yep.
It really did.
It did. I banked everything on it and I got lucky.
It worked really marvelously well with the whole sudden death approach
Mm-hmm.
that you forced.
Yeah.
The forced sudden death like really benefits any damage class really for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got... If I didn't get that blow dart, done.
Yeah.
Donezo.
Yeah. And that was... he got a parachute in his solo game, and it was like double 6s or like a 6 and a 5. You got a 6 and a 4 in a
Nice.
vitally late game area. So that's the cutoff, or that's the cutoff I gave myself for both games. You just got it,
Just
so I'm
got
like,
it,
okay,
yeah.
there you go. She got a 5 for her parachute roll, so
Nice.
it couldn't happen. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
My character got it's called Morphoid.
Morphling. He got a drug that made him immune to pain
Oh,
and made him go crazy.
Yeah.
So,
and, like
yeah.
my character was already like a young George Washington, complete with wooden grill and everything.
Oh my god.
And I was like super ripped. I had like 6 strength, and I specialize in 2-handed weapons. And I get
And you got
Morphling,
Morphling
and I was
and-
like,
And you just went berserker gang.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I had like blood like all over me because I was just like I was hunting people down like the career guy in this game from District 1. I was like freaking crazy. I was nuts.
That's awesome.
And he actually won.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I actually tried like eating one of them at one point.
Oh Jesus. So you were basically one of the psychos from Borderlands.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
completely insane. My character was insane.
That's
Like, it
kind
was
of
so
awesome.
much fun. But he was super dumb. It was great.
No.
Oh yeah, that's the end of the session.
Well, I win. Yes. Suck it. What?
Bye-bye!
That was it. Bye.